This is Celtic Christmas Music, show number 84. Welcome to Celtic Christmas Music. I am Marc Gunn. I am a Celtic musician and podcaster. We are promoting Celtic culture through Christmas cheer. We want to bring a little magic and joy into your holiday season. If you hear music you love, please support the artists. You can find a link to all the artists in the show notes, as well as how to support them at CelticChristmasPodcast.com. You can also support us over on Patreon. So I was inspired with an idea, which was, well, St. Patrick's Day is here in March, and I thought, why not do a Christmas show, technically speaking, but it could also be passed as a St. Patrick's Day show. And how is that possible? Well, there's a lot of great Celtic music that is found. Sometimes it's on Christmas albums, or some Christmas songs that are found on regular albums, and they don't exactly sound like they're necessarily Christmas songs or tunes or whatnot. And so, while some of these may come off that way in general, I decided to put together, as best I could, tracks like the first one we played, which is Keltricity. The track is called On a Cold Winter's Day and Christmas Eve. It's from their album A Celtic Christmas. Now, the next one is Jesse Ferguson with The Holly and the Ivy. This is from his album A Bard of Cornwall Christmas.
The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, sure the holly bears the crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a blossom as white as lily flower, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to be our sweet Saviour. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a berry as red as any blood, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do poor sinners good. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, sure the holly bears the crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir.
Are dug and the frost is all over. Kitty, lie over close to the wall, for you to be drunk and for me to be sober. Kitty, lie over close to the wall. What'll I do if the kettle boils over? What'll I do when they fill it again? What'll I do if the cow eats the clover? What'll I do when they set it again? All boil and the herrings are roasted. Kitty, lie over close to the wall. The pipers are drunk and the fiddler is toasted. Kitty, lie over close to the wall. What'll I do if the kettle boils over? What'll I do when they fill it again? What'll I do if the cow ate the clover? What'll I do when they set it again?
here last weekend. But last weekend I was out seeing friends, planning what I was gonna spend. Why did I leave my shopping so late? I'll buy what you sell, 'cause I'm desperate. Oh, sell me something quickly. Sell me anything, it's Christmas Eve. I have got no gifts for my friends and family. Oh, I am someone in need, standing here in line on Christmas Eve, with my shopping bag still empty. Suddenly the season is here. My shopping list won't disappear. Oh, sell me something quickly. Sell me anything, it's Christmas Eve. I have got no gifts for my friends and family. Oh, I am someone in need, standing here in line on Christmas Eve, with my shopping bag still empty. Empty.
So after Jesse Ferguson was Seán Heely with Apples in Winter, The Frost is All Over, and Christmas Eve. It's from So Merry As We Have Been. Then came Screaming Orphans with Sell Me Something from Happy Christmas Volume 2. And we finished off the set with Irish Christmas in America, An Air, A March, A Polka, including the Snow-Breasted Pearl, Freedom for Ireland from their album A Long Way From Home. You getting the idea? I don't know if it's a perfect method, but I thought it was a fun little way to bring a little St. Patrick's Day for the holiday. But thank you so much for spreading Christmas cheer. Podcast advertising pays for some of the fees of this show, but not much. The podcast creation is mostly funded by your generosity. Your kindness pays for our engineer, graphic designer, and promotion of the podcast that allows me to buy the music I play here. Also pays for my time creating the show. As a patron, you get ad-free episodes and a private feed to listen to the podcast. All that for as little as $1 per month. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge every month. And number 3, keep listening to Celtic Christmas music to celebrate Celtic culture through Christmas music. You can become a generous Christmas patron at patreon.com/Celtic Christmas. Scythian is up next with The Wellerman, and it's on their CD, Christmas Out at Sea.
To see the name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down, oh blow my bully boys blow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore, and down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hands to the side, harpoon and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed.
She took that ship in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Then tight once more, all boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The Wellerman makes his regular call to encourage captain, crew and all. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. On Christmas Day the Christ was born in Bethlehem. That joyful morn he'll carry us through strife and storm and bring us safely home. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the Savior come, bring joy and hope to everyone. One day when the journey is done, he'll bring us safely home.
Don't mind the rain, nor the rolling sea, the weary night never worries me, but the hardest time in a sailor's day is to watch the sun as it dies away. Here's one more day on the gray funnel line. The finest ship that sails the sea is still a prison for the likes of me. But give me wings like Noah's dove, I'll fly up harbor to the one I love. Here's one more day on the gray funnel line. Oh Lord, if dreams were only real, I'd have my hands on that wooden wheel, and with all my heart I turn her round. I tell the boys that we're homeward bound. Here's one more day on the gray funnel line. I wish I was at my own hearth's fire, where soon my love and I'd retire. Then the ivy vine and the holy tree would replace the waves on the northern sea. Here's one more day on the gray funnel line. I'll pass the time like some machine until blue water turns to green. Then I'll dance on down that walk ashore and sail the gray funnel line no more, and sail the gray funnel line no more.
After Scythian came Mary Kate Spring Lee with I Wonder As I Wander from Carol of the Child, then Dublin Gulch with the Grey Funnel Line from the Best of a Celtic Cowboy Christmas, and we finished up the set with Captian O'Kane from Alisa Marie from her album Winter Harp. All right, we're going to finish up with one final track. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but if you have some tracks that you think would like they're on a Christmas album, or they sort of sound like they could be Christmassy, but it might just as well work for St. Patrick's Day, drop me a line. You can send that to follow@bestcelticmusic.net. Now, here's one that I thought worked perfectly for this whole idea. Arthur McBride. If you listen to it, it's a good little rebel song, but it quite honestly, it does mention, takes place about the time of Christmas season. So, this version is by Peat and the Creel. It is from their album Winter. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back in a month or two. Nella Canadiv.
Oh, me and me cousin, one Arthur McBride, as we went a-walking down by the seaside. We met Sergeant Upper and Corporal Bride, the day being Christmas morning. Good morning, the sergeant did cry, and the same to you gentlemen we did reply, intending no harm which is meant to pass by, the day being pleasant and charming. Well, says he, me fine fellows, if you will enlist, it's 10 guineas in gold I will slip in your fist, and a crown in the bargain for to kick off the dust and drink the king's health in the morning. For a soldier he leads a very fine life, he always is blessed with a charming young wife, while other poor fellows have sorrow and strife, and sup on thin gruel in the morning. Well, says Arthur, I wouldn't be proud of your clothes, for you only lend out them now, as I suppose, and you dare not change them one night if you dare, for you know you'd be flogged in the morning. And we have no desire to take your advance, for all the good dangers we'd not take a chance, but you'd have no scruples and send us to France, where you know we'd be shot in the morning. Says the sergeant, if I hear one more word, I quickly right now will draw out my sword, and into your bodies the strength will afford. So now me young devils take warning. But Arthur and I, we counted the odds, and we scarce give them time for to draw their own blades. With our trusty shillelaghs we bashed in their heads, and pained them right smart in the morning. And the rusty old rapiers that hung by their sides, we flung them as far as we could in the tide. Now take that, you devils, cried Arthur McBride, and temper your steel in the morning. And the little wee drummer, we flattened his pouch, and we made a football of his rowdy dow-dow. Kicked into the ocean for to rock and to roll, and battered a tedious returning. Oh, me and me cousin, one Arthur McBride, as we went a-walking down by the seaside, a-seeking good fortune and what might betide it being on Christmas morning.
Celtic Christmas music was produced by Marc Gunn and our Christmas patrons on Patreon. The show was edited by Mitchell Pearson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to subscribe to the podcast. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. And finally, remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, and think about how you can make a positive impact on climate change. Promote Celtic culture through Christmas music at CelticChristmasPodcast.com. Now that kind of deep.